A good head and good heart are always a formidable combination, but when you add to that a literate tongue or pen, then you have something very special. Invest in yourself. The returns are lasting. If you wait for something, all that happens is that you get older. Understanding a question is half an answer. You will never find time for anything. If you want time, you must make it. Give a person everything that he desires, and at the same moment, he will feel that this is not everything. Being single with peace of mind is way better than having a relationship with someone who makes your life miserable. What if everything in the world were a misunderstanding? The truth is, everyone is going to hurt you. You just got to find the ones worth suffering for. You take your life in your own hands, and what happens? A terrible thing. No one to blame. That's like expecting the lion not to eat you because you didn't eat him. Be humble to those who praise you, pleasant to those who honor you, kind to those who cherish you, good to those who love you, and generous to those who adore you. Actions rooted in persistence sometimes bear bitter fruit. Set high standards for yourself and live up to your own expectations. When a person thinks deeply and seriously, he has a bad time among the general public. No relationship is worth damaging your mental health. Learn from what people do, not from what they tell you. The question is not to be or not to be. It is what we should be until we are not. You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. Start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. A liar's punishment is not in the least that he is not believed, but that he cannot believe anyone else. We walk away from our dreams afraid we may fail, or worse yet, afraid we may succeed. The heart that shares is the heart that is full. Never expect someone to catch you when you fall, even if you have caught many from falling. If you think you can do a thing or think you can't do a thing, you're right. Everything is born from change. The crowd is the gathering place of the weakest. True creation is a solitary act. Socializing is just like any skill. You need to practice before you're good at it. I can tell you, honest friend, what to believe. Believe life. It teaches better than a book or orator. If you're trying to break a habit, don't say this is the last time I'm doing it to yourself. Instead, say this is the first time I'm not doing it. Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. Love is not a competition, it's a collaboration. It's not the load that breaks you down, it's the way you carry it. Love you will find only where you may show yourself weak, without provoking strength. Only a man who has felt ultimate despair is capable of feeling ultimate bliss. Success isn't overnight. It's when every day you get a little better than the day before. It all adds up. You can overcome bad habits only today, not tomorrow. Difficult roads always lead to beautiful destinations. Nothing that life has to offer is worth the price of worry. Clocks show time and time shows people. Money is a tool, not the goal. Freedom is the goal. Don't compare your life to others. You have no idea what their journey is all about. Sometimes when things are falling apart, they may actually be falling into place. Last but not least, you are here for a reason that you may not know. But be patient. You beat 1 billion odds by being here. Do one thing every day that scares you. Take care of your reputation. It's your most valuable asset. The big secret in life is that there is no big secret. Whatever your goal, you can get there if you're willing to work. Unexpressed emotions will never die. They are buried alive and will come forth later in uglier ways. Life is short. Live it. Love is rare. Grab it. Anger is bad. Dump it. Fear is awful. Face it. Memories are sweet. Cherish them. Always take responsibility for your actions, for it is the mark of a mature individual. The ones who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones that do. The more you know, the dumber you sound to stupid people. Don't blame a clown for acting like a clown. Ask yourself why you keep going to the circus. You're not obligated to win. You're obligated to keep trying to the best you can every day. When we love and respect people, revealing to them their value, they can begin to come out from behind the walls that protect them. Normality is a paved road. It's comfortable to walk, but no flowers grow there. Don't make permanent decisions on temporary emotions. Just improve yourself. That is the only thing you can do to better the world. To the well-organized mind, death is but the next great adventure. Accept that things happen. It may not be for a reason, and you may have no control over it, but the first step to getting through it is accepting what it is. A man without courage dares to die. A man with inner courage dares to live. In order for the light to shine so brightly, the darkness must be present. The saints are the sinners who keep on trying. You'll be alone in the most difficult times of your life. These times will make you wise, mature, and fearless. Don't give up after the first failure. Your attitude determines your altitude in life. Action is 10 times more valuable than reading and planning. Experience is the best teacher. Don't be scared to set boundaries in your relationships. If they walk away, it means you're better off without them. Determined to live fully and continually learn. Strong people have a strong sense of self-worth and self-awareness. They don't need the approval of others. He is a man of courage who does not run away, but remains at his post and fights against the enemy. We are products of our past, but we don't have to be prisoners of it. Loneliness does not come from having no people about one, but from being unable to communicate the things that seem important to oneself, or from holding certain views which others find inadmissible. Beneath the sorrow is hope. You spend all your health initially for wealth, and then you spend all your wealth for one day of good health. It doesn't matter if you're right sometimes. Fools stand on their island of opportunities and look toward another land. There is no other land. There is no other life but this. If thou wilt make a man happy, add not unto his riches, but take away from his desires. Value your peace of mind. Who has many women knows women. Who has one wife knows love. Only those who will risk going too far can possibly find out how far one can go. Unless you try to do something beyond what you have already mastered, you will never grow. We may encounter many defeats, but we must not be defeated. Challenges are what make life interesting, and overcoming them is what makes life meaningful. Life is about accepting the challenges along the way, choosing to keep moving forward, and savoring the journey. The only dream worth having is to dream that you will live while you're alive and die only when you're dead. You can't help everyone, but everyone can help someone. There is nothing permanent except change. It's not the years in your life that count. It's the life in your years. We don't see things as they are. We see them as we are. In banquets, remember that you entertain two guests, body and soul, and whatever you shall have given to the body, you soon eject, but what you shall have given to the soul, you keep always. The most spiritual people experience by far the most painful tragedies, but this is precisely why they honor life, because it provides them with their greatest adversities. Growth is painful. Change is painful. But nothing is as painful as staying stuck somewhere you don't belong. Dream as if you'll live forever. Live as if you will die today. Courage is found in unlikely places. The limits of the possible can only be defined by going beyond them into the impossible. Remember that what you have now was once among the things you only wished for. Depression is like a woman in black. If she turns up, don't shoo her away. Invite her in, offer her a seat, and listen to what she wants to say. The life of the dead is set in the memory of the living. Life isn't as serious as the mind makes it out to be. Good judgment comes from experience, and experience comes from bad judgment. How much you can learn when you fail determines how far you will go into achieving your goals. Your only limit is you. No expectations, no disappointments. Never was anything great achieved without danger. What we obtain too cheap, we esteem too lightly. It is dearness only that gives everything its value. Don't feel guilty for doing what's best for you. You cannot be afraid to disappoint people. You have to live the life you want to live. The best thing I ever did was stop telling people what's going on in my life. Step out of the history that is holding you back. Step into the new story you are willing to create. We are not a product of what has happened to us in our past. We have the power of choice. The family you create is more important than the family you come from. There is no way to peace. Peace is the way. Progress is impossible without change. Never buy a thing seduced by its cheapness. Such a thing in the long run will cost you dearly. Life has its own hidden forces which you can only discover by living. The most precious thing in the world is time with those you love. Sometimes it's best just to cut people off, no matter how hard it is. Some people just aren't worth the effort. The only person who will ever remember your hard work is you, not this company, not your boss, only you. The world owes you nothing. It's too big and has too much going on to care about you. If your only goal is to become rich, you'll never achieve it. People only get better with experience if they are willing to learn and understand the lessons that are given to them through the bad times in their lives. Leave the house messy and the yard unmowed for the weekend. You will remember the fun, not the clean house or yard. If you're willing to sacrifice what you want most for what you want now, then your future will always be filled with disappointment. Sometimes you will never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. Even a happy life cannot be without a measure of darkness, and the word happy would lose its meaning if it were not balanced by sadness. Love is about celebrating each other's successes. Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. A man who knows himself can step outside himself and watch his own reactions like an observer. Danger is very real, but fear is a choice. In the end, everything will be okay. If it's not okay, it's not yet the end. Genius lies in the ability to distinguish the difficult from the impossible. Take into account that great love and great achievements involve great risk. Success is not the absence of failure. It's the persistence through failure. The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. Every man dies. Not every man really lives. No matter what people tell you, words and ideas can change the world. Pursue one great decisive aim with force and determination. The difference between who you are and who you want to be is what you do. Life really does begin at 40. Up until then, you are just doing research. Every day is a bank account and time is our currency. No one is rich, no one is poor. We've got 24 hours each. Life is a succession of lessons that must be lived to be understood. Speak with caution. Even if someone forgives harsh words you've spoken, they may be too hurt to ever forget them. Not everybody wants to be your friend, and that's okay. You really don't want everybody as a friend anyway. Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. Some believe that we feel with the heart because it shrinks and freezes with sadness and worries. However, the heart is not capable of understanding and thinking. Only the brain can do this, and it is he who gives rise to our feelings. No man ever threw away life while it was worth keeping. If everything seems under control, you're not going fast enough. There are people who never make mistakes because they don't want to do anything. Each defeat, each heartbreak, each loss contains its own seed, its own lesson on how to improve your future. If you are in a bad mood, go for a walk. If you're still in a bad mood, go for another walk. The best government is that which teaches us to govern ourselves. Time flies. One day you are 30, the next you are 50. Plan now for what you want 50 to look like. A superior man is modest in his speech, but exceeds in his actions. Forgiveness brings you peace, not them. Never be afraid to treat people the way they treat you. In every success story, you'll find someone who has made a courageous decision. It is very queer that the unhappiness of the world is so often brought on by small men. One way to get the most out of life is to look upon it as an adventure. You do not find a happy life, you make it. Good judgment comes from experience, and experience comes from bad judgment. Problems are the price you pay for progress. Don't leave a legacy of pain and regret of things you never should have said. Don't let someone who did you wrong make you think there's something wrong with you. It is harder to fake a reaction. Free yourself from society's advice. Most of them have no idea what they're doing. Everywhere man blames nature and fate, yet his fate is mostly but the echo of his character and passion, his mistakes and his weaknesses. Don't let loneliness drive you to make temporary decisions with long-term consequences. An intelligent person always hides three things about himself: his weaknesses, his sources of wisdom, and his true aspirations. While getting ready to do something, never talk about it. The greatest thing in this world is not so much where we stand as in what direction we are moving. An evil person cannot be happy, for being alone with himself, he remains alone with the villain. Life's under no obligation to give us what we expect. If you cannot have a faithful friend, be your own friend. A truth doesn't cost anything, but a lie could cost you everything. Love is a two-way street, built on reciprocity. He who is not courageous enough to take risks will accomplish nothing in life. Discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. Life doesn't get easier. We get stronger and more resilient. The truth is a trap. You cannot get it without it getting you. When truth and fairness are different from what is law, better it is to follow truth and fairness. When you're good to others, you're best to yourself. Life without love is like a tree without blossoms or fruit. Act like you have been there before. Save your children's tears so they can shed them on your grave. In taking revenge, a man is, but even with his enemy. But in passing it over, he is superior. Thanks for watching. To make sure you don't miss any future videos, please click the circular subscribe button in the middle of the screen. You can also check out more videos on the left or our playlists on the right. Don't forget to like and share to help us spread the word. Thanks you.